Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the latest developments in Ukraine for February the 26th, going into the 27th. So this is going to be a quick update, or at least I'm going to try. There are drone strikes reported all over Ukraine, notably in Kiev, but all the way in the east as well. In Odessa, there's a blackout, probably related to the drone strikes. The Ukrainians are claiming again that they've shot down, 99% of the drones, but we don't know for sure. All we know is that multiple targets were struck throughout Ukraine. Now, in Belarus, this is interesting. The Ukrainians launched a long-range kamikaze drone. Allegedly, it's from Ukraine's Soviet stockpiles, and it's been modified. And they used this drone to target a airfield near Minsk. And basically, they targeted a AWACS plane, an A-50, a Russian A-50. This is what it looks like. It has a radar dish attached to the plane, and I believe the radar dish spins, and it collects intelligence and data and relays that data back to a ground station as well as to the jets in the air. So yeah, they allegedly struck one of these bad boys, and this might actually be a provocation, what they refer to as a casus belli, and it might be the excuse that the president of Belarus, Lukashenko, is looking for to enter the war. Because at the start of the war, the Belarusian government let the Russians transit their troops through Belarus, but they didn't get involved themselves. But since then, actually, the Belarusians, and by the way, Belarussia it means White Russia. They speak the same language; they can understand each other. But basically, this might be the excuse that Lukashenko is looking for, because for the last couple months, I believe for at least 4 to 6 months now, the Belarusian troops have been training with the Russians side by side, and many Belarusian units are under the command of Russian officers. So they might very well launch an expedition into northern Ukraine. Might be a diversionary attack, we don't know. But what we do know is that there are something like, some say 100,000 troops in southern Belarus, close to northern Ukraine on the border. And there are allegedly, according to some reports, several 100,000, up to 300 to 500,000 troops altogether. And a large portion of them are near the Kharkiv region, near the border. So some say that the Russians are just waiting for Bakhmut to fall, and after Bakhmut falls, then they will go ahead and launch their massive offensive. So anyways, now we're going to talk about Bakhmut. So we're actually going to look at this map right here. It's a map by Rybar. And if you notice this salient right here, and I've also drawn this out on live UA maps, the same salient. And if you look right here, I've drawn out the last road in and out of Bakhmut. And if we measure it out, you will see that the Russians are basically about a mile away from the road. From the center of the salient to the road, that's like about 2 miles away. So any way you want to look at it, the Russians have established fire control over that last road. The road to the north, they have physical control over it. The road to the south, they also have fire control over that road. Now this area is in dispute. There are contradicting claims as to whether the Russians have regained this territory where you see this bulge. Some say that the Russians have advanced northwards and retaken that little chunk of territory, but some people are disputing it. But regardless, even from here, it's about 2 miles to the road. So the Russians have fire control over this road as well. So Bakhmut is under operational encirclement. Now, if we zoom in right here to the east, the Russians had been pushing westwards towards the Bakhmutska River. In some areas, it seems that they were, less than 300 meters away from the Bakhmutska River, or they had even reached it. But the Ukrainians, in an act of desperation, they basically, you see this reservoir right here with this little forest line beside it. They basically destroyed the dam right here, and it flooded this river. I'm going to just zoom in a bit. So it flooded this river, and then this river connects to this stream, I guess, connects to the Bakhmutska River. And this whole area right here is now flooded. So basically what that means is that the Russians are not going to be able to advance from the north going south using that main road, and they're not going to be able to advance from the east going west towards the Bakhmutska River. But at the same time, the Ukrainians who were on the retreat from this area, who were probably looking to cross the river, I mean, they're going to be stranded now. So I don't know what the point was really, because if you look at the big picture, let's look at the animation by Rybar, which shows exactly what happened, or precisely, I guess. So yeah, it follows the stream north and then the Bakhmutska River. So why this is not going to matter in the big picture. You see Yahidne right here. Actually, let me just get rid of this. So you see Yahidne right here, right? And you see the reservoir right here. Well, Yahidne is on higher elevation, and this ridge line or hill, it goes from Yahidne in the north, and it goes parallel to this reservoir from north to south in a southwesternly direction. So from Yahidne, all the Russians have to do is go southwest and just stay on the elevation that they're on, the higher elevation, which they were going to do anyways. And then what ends up happening is that they will eventually get to the road, the last road in and out of Bakhmut. And once they get to Ramove and this little lake right here, I mean, they will establish not only fire control, but physical control over the road. And because of the higher elevation, I mean, it's the flooding, it's going to dissipate in a few days anyways, but it's not going to stop the Russians from encircling the Ukrainians in the big picture. It's not going to matter. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.